Hey everybody, so decided to record this because I got really far into actually taking this multi-CD machine apart. And let's just zoom out here. And the reason why I wanted to show you this was basically it turned in a lot of these projects into kit bashing videos. Basically, I bought a bunch of like CD, VCR, and DVD players from this place in Compton. This guy that had just a whole bunch of them. Like he had like 30 or 40 of them, and I started taking stuff apart just to kind of get all the components out of them. A lot of this stuff inside, believe it or not, is usable. Whether you use it for, you actually use the capacitors. You can reuse some of these capacitors if they're still alive. You can actually take some of the CMOS, MOSFET transistors off here and use them. You can use a lot of this stuff, believe it or not. But for my purposes as well, you can actually use the board, paint it up, and actually use it for decoration, display, or background, or even like fixtures, walls, and if you just have an imagination, you can just actually create so much stuff with this internal electronics and also the casing as well. So I'm actually building a game project out of all these DVD machines. But I'm actually taking some time off away from that project to focus on this project, because this is actually going to be a birthday present for good friends of mine. We're all really into sci-fi, and we're all into the movie Aliens, with Sigourney Weaver. And so I'm actually building them a small, what I'm calling a light box picture frame diorama. And believe it or not, this is the outer casing of a CD player. I mean, here's the front face. I'll show you. Like, you see the play, pause, and rewind and forward buttons. But I'm going to actually be using these buttons to actually trigger some special effects on this diorama. So, but if you just know or just analyze the inside, it's very cool. There's a bunch of shapes and stuff like this that you can actually use for your diorama. And believe it or not, the cool thing about this is the back had this like really cool, this really cool like metal plate that that I actually just took off, which I actually might use for a different project because it just looks so cool. It's just aluminum, but it's cool because it just you can actually have the backs and build this as like maybe like a entryway of a door or even a window. You can actually use the top face of this to actually go behind this, and so it'll kind of like signify that a back room or anything. It's gonna be lit up. It's gonna have a bunch of lights on this panel here and some drop lighting and spotlight lighting back here. And this is where they'll be able to put the figurines in the front here. But it's going to be cool. It's going to look really aliens. It's going to have like Wayland Corp here, and like maybe use the front face of the CD changer, just turn it around, and it actually becomes like a little display window. I might even put a face hugger, in like a little aquarium here that's being analyzed on a computer. I don't know, but it just looks really cool with all, just all the really cool grid and real textures here, and like all these wires here. I mean, I might even just leave these wires in here, but this actually goes into a switch. But even the wires itself, like here, it looks like it just be part of the display here. But anyway, I wanted to just record this video to show you guys kind of like a little bit of show and tell, and maybe give you guys some ideas on what you can do with old CD and DVD players. I mean, just if you have an imagination, just don't throw this stuff out. Like, I mean, this was part of the CD tray, but look how cool it is. I mean, you could actually turn this into some kind of a design, or like, I don't know. But bunch of, here's some gear rack right here. You can actually put onto a motor. This is what actually spits it out. But yeah, a lot of really just cool stuff that you can find through all these components. Alright folks, in YouTube land, this is obviously unscripted here, but so this is the Aliens Movie Diorama. Now, this is about 85 to 90% done. If you want to skip to the end, I'm pretty sure I'll have the time coding somewhere at the bottom here, where you can actually see the completed project. But I'm just going to talk about it, explain it here a little bit. I was going to actually record some progress. So I'm just going to grab my seat here. And but I just didn't. I just got to pretty much close to the end of it. Forgive the wiring mess, but again, it's like 85 to 90% done. This will actually all be covered up, and it'll be just in a cool display here, and I'll explain when I actually turn it on here. But the reason why I wanted to show you this, kind of the progress of it now, was just to kind of just be encouraged, show some cool things, and just if you're a tinkerer or into electronics, or just you just like to build things and take things apart and just kind of analyze things, and if you're into electronics and stuff like that, just really be inspired by just making some cool stuff. Without further ado, I'm going to turn this on and kind of give you a taste of what's going on with this project, and I hope you enjoy. But basically, it's a really cool display of lights and sound. But I'll turn it on here and show you. Alright guys, so I actually wanted to show you this. Okay, so what is this? You may be thinking to yourself, or might be asking. Some of you might know, some might not, but this is called a 555 timer. It's a little IC, a little bit of little integrated circuit, microchip, if you will, that's used in a lot of circuits. That's especially in my project, the Aliens Diorama. I actually use it for an actual crank light switching system, where it actually when you push the button for the sound, it actually causes the lights to turn on and do their thing and flicker with another IC that I used. But the reason why I'm showing you is I'm actually going to be using this for something different, non-electronic. And if you know of the movie Aliens, there is the face hugger, and if you can use your imagination and just look at this little chip, how many legs does it have? It has 8. And how many legs does a xenomorph have? It has 8. So obviously this is going to be turned into the skeleton portion of the xenomorph, which I'm going to actually build around a small little diorama size face hugger, the face hugger, and this is going to be the skeleton, or the inside of it. Check it out. I mean, can you envision it? Alright guys, you see it? Are you beginning to see it? Yeah, it kind of looks like a spider right now, but you'll be able to see it when I put some detail onto it. Just soldered some wires onto the legs of this 555 timer, but how about now? You guys starting to see it? There's a little bit of hot glue on there now. Got a little tail going on. Yeah, I guess it looks a little bit unfinished, but hey, it's coming together, right? You guys see it, right? A little bit of hot glue and some wires and 555 timer. What do you think, huh? Hot glue. 555 timer with some 22 gauge solid wire. Yeah, solid wire. It is 22 gauge? Yeah, I think it's 22 gauge. That's for the legs. Not bad, huh? So hey, bought this from the 99-cent store, and so I'm about to create a xenomorph. And I'm cutting this up, and guess what this is going to be? on the Xenomorph. Can you see it? Can you see it without this? You guessed it. It's going to be the head of the Xenomorph. Just for $1 from the 99-cent store. Let's get started. I'll be back. Just a quick update. For those of you that are not sculptors or just really artists in terms of making miniatures, get this stuff right here. It's called thermal mold. You can thermal morph. I'm sorry. Moldable plastics. You can buy it on eBay, Amazon, wherever. You could just Google. You can find it. But anyway, there's these little pellets, if you can see, that melt, and you just can heat up some water in a pot, and they melt real fast here. The purpose of this is because I want to show you that I'm making actually a mold with this plastic using a ball bearing, because I needed just a round inside edge of the Xenomorph's head. So I'm going to be actually letting this dry, putting some more of the thermal mold in here to make an actual like cone shape. No, I'm sorry, no, not a cone shape. This shape, the roundness for the top of the Xenomorph's head. So I'm hoping it works, but I just wanted to kind of just document my progress here. But anyway, I just melted this down and put this ball bearing in here and just kind of shaped it. And again, that was a Thermomorph. Buy it online. A little update on the Xenomorph. A little bit of air drying molding clay and 22 gauge solid core wire that actually is bendable. See some actual legs from a couple components, microchips, and these are actually legs right here. These are actually legs from, you know, terminal legs from. You can actually solder them on like Arduinos, and you can use them in breadboards. I thought they actually look like little tiny teeth. And this is just been 22 gauge wire. Anyway, you guys can see it, right? Whatever, just some progress. I'm not sure how many more of these I'm going to post, but just want to let you know some fun. Okay, that's it. I mean, look at that. I put some bottom teeth on here. A little bit more modeling clay with a couple of wires in there, 22 gauge wire. This is actually stranded. I mean, look at that. I'm just eyeballing this shit. I'm just eyeballing it. And just off of reference photos from Google. That don't look too bad, right? That doesn't look too bad with just a bunch of clay and hot glue and some 22 gauge wire. And this is obviously, this is from the little handle from the scrub brush. Not too bad, and it's still light, you know, in weight. More molding clay and hot glue. 22 gauge wires just twisted around for texture. Not bad, huh? It's coming along. This is all just hot glue. Just, you know, drawing it on the bicep, just drawing it on there. And this is actually just 22 gauge wire right here that I had, that a buddy of mine just gave me a big spool of. I just wrapped it around just to give it the ribbed texture, and then I added more layers of hot glue right here to add a little bit more of just like a popping, just let it pop a little bit more. Obviously it'll look pretty cool once it's spray painted, but I just wanted to show you this in hopes that you might be able to get some ideas out from it.
Anyway, it's coming right along.